like you, I was interested in these mutualisms between birds and fruiting plants. And my dissertation work was looking at how fruit-eating birds would follow and track the resources of fruits in different habitats as well as among different forest elevations. So I worked along the gradient from La Selva up into Braulio Carrillo National Park at a variety of different sites up in elevation, and would follow the changes in fruit resources as well as the changes, seasonal changes in the populations of birds, and in particular the populations of fruit-eating birds. And I think that early work in sort of seed dispersal has really defined my whole career. And so I've continued to work in seed dispersal, bird interactions. Some of my students work with bats, some of them work with primates, but with the removal of seeds from fruiting plants, and looking at how birds or other animals are really serving incredibly important ecological functions in tropical forest with respect to sort of plant recruitment and plant regeneration. And one of the major questions I think that drives that fruit frugivore work is trying to understand the importance of biodiversity. And so I've worked in systems like Costa Rica, which is a really incredibly diverse system, but have now moved to Western Amazon, which is even more diverse and has, instead of 2 or 3 species of manakins, might have 6 to 8 overlapping species of manakins. And manakins, of course, as you know, are important understory fruit-eating birds that disperse seeds. And to understand how the individual roles, I guess, of these different species, and what would be the consequences of local extinction of one of these mutualists from these forest systems, how that might impact the recruitment of plants in a system, and how it might drive different patterns of abundance of plants as well as distribution of plants. So that has been a really major focus of my research over the years, and it led me to also get very interested in the population dynamics and breeding systems of manakins, which are lek-breeding birds. And lek-breeding birds, a tropical, Adrian Forsyth described as, like being in a tropical singles bar, where all the males gather together and spend most of the day on display courts singing and dancing for females, and then they'll just leave, very briefly to go off and forage on fruit and be gone just a couple of minutes and come back and pump it up again for the girls, and then the girls come in and check out the boys and make their selection. So I've gotten very interested in sort of how frugivory can drive sexual selection in manakins, and understand that system as well.